Horse players, the best of racing is always at Los Alamitos, with action-packed racing featured every single night. Trials to the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Winter Derby will headline this Saturday night program. Top sophomores set to race include Rockin' with Energy, the runner-up in the Grade 1 Ed Burke Million, and multiple Futurity finalists Optical Illusion. And don't forget about the big pools at Los Alamitos. The early Pick 4 had a pool of nearly 180,000 last Sunday, while the total pool in the Pick 6 was over 160,000 last Sunday. Our first post on Saturday night follows the final race at Santa Anita. Looking for a great spot to enjoy the live and simulcast racing action? The Vessels Club has a great table just for you. Inside seating and patio tables are available. For reservations, call 714-820-2681. And of course, Burgart Sports Bar is open for every live racing program. The best of racing, always at Los Alamitos. Remember, the trials to the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Winter Derby headline Saturday's card.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the racebook? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is committed to helping our nation's heroes and their families in their darkest hours. When a first responder or veteran doesn't return home and leaves behind a young family, Tunnel to Towers supports them. The foundation pays off their mortgages and lifts their financial burdens through their Gold Star Family Home Program and Fallen First Responder Home Program. Through their Smart Home Program, catastrophically injured veterans and first responders regain their independence with a mortgage-free home, specially adapted to meet their unique physical needs. Tunnel to Towers also provides housing assistance and services to our nation's homeless veterans through their Homeless Veteran Program. They are helping more than 2,000 in 2023 because no veteran should be living on the streets of the country they signed up to protect. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices made by our nation's heroes. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this Friday, and it is a beautiful day in our neighborhood. The weather is starting to get a little warmer, and that's nice here in Las Vegas. If you're thinking about taking a quick weekend up to your gaming capital, it'll be fine. The weather right now, as a matter of fact, right now is 42 degrees, going to get up to 60 today. And then tomorrow we inch up even a little bit more. We'll top off at 63 on Sunday. We'll have 66, so just in case you want to come up and play the races, the big Pegasus Day racing card tomorrow here in the race book at the South Point. And certainly, a little bit of football going on. Of course, the conference championships on Sunday. Anyhow, we welcome you to the Race Day Show. We come to you live and direct from this gaming capital, Las Vegas, Nevada, from the studios at South Point, the South Point studios here, from the South Point Hotel Casino. And, of course, that's on the fabulous strip here in Las Vegas. I want to remind everybody that you can now watch us and listen to us here at the South Point studios. All you got to do is go to YouTube, hit South Point Studio. It'll get you to the page. You'll see us, and we ask you to submit, if you haven't already, subscribe. Hit subscribe on the icon. It is free, just to get a count on you guys, and we'd appreciate that, that's for sure. And, of course, all of our other platforms that we simulcast these shows each and every day, like our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .world, .global. Got them all. And, of course, your iPhone, your Android, to get the KSHP app, put it on your phone. You can hear us now. I guess your device, I should say, on your iPhones or your Androids. And, of course, anywhere you get your podcasting as well. Simply put, however, wherever, whenever. Welcome to the Race Day Show. And for all of our folks here locally in Las Vegas at our anchor Las Vegas radio station, KSHP, that's 1400 AM and 107.1 FM. So we welcome you to the show. Big night last night for horse racing. It was racing's Oscar Awards last night. We call them the Eclipse Awards. Great presentation on FanDuel, that's for sure. It was a very nice show. It was a good show. A lot of people very thankful, etc. And most of the horses that were voted on were the horses that were favored to win their categories. Let's take a quick look at it now. I'll just give you what we have here as far as the tallies and all of the other stuff there. And we'll start out with 2-year-old. 2-year-old male, Fierceness, won that. 205 first-place votes. Now, there were 250 votes given out. There are 250 ballots. 219 of them were returned, and I was honored enough to be one of those voters, and I did return. So for the most part, it was 88% participation. And the 2-year-old male, Fierceness, the winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, got that with a 205 wins on 205 votes for the 2-year-old male. 2-year-old filly, Just FYI, that was the winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. Just FYI, she got 202 first-place votes. 3-year-old male, Arcangelo, the winner of course, the Belmont Stakes and the Travers. Arcangelo got 193 first-place votes there. The 3-year-old filly goes to Pretty Mischievous. She got 182 first-place votes. The older dirt male, Cody's Wish, got it with 148 first-place votes there. White Barrio finished second in that category with 65. The older dirt female went to Idiomatic. She got 211 of the possible first-place votes. The male sprinter went to Elite Power. He got 183 first-place votes tallied there. The female sprinter, Goodnight Olive, 140 votes of the possibilities, and Echo Zulu finished second there. And all but Echo Zulu and one other category in the steeplechase are the ones that the winners that I voted for as well. Now, when we got to the male turf, up to the Mark Winsett with 141 first-place votes. The female turf in Spiral with 112 first-place votes. The steeplechase horse, this was close. Merrymaker, the Irish bred, won with 69 first-place votes. Snap Decision was second with 50, so he only lost by 19 votes. And that was the steeplechase. As far as the human elements here, Godolphin won as the owner with 191 votes. The Ripoli stable got 2 votes in that as well. As far as Breeders' Cup is concerned, the Breeders Award went to Godolphin with 202, so Godolphin wins both owner and breeder. Trainer, this was very heartwarming. The trainer was Bill Mott. Bill Mott won the training title, the Training Eclipse Award with 132 first-place votes. Brad Cox was second. Steve Asmussen was third. As far as the jockeys are concerned, Ired Ortiz Jr. pulls down the hardware again. He's won this thing about 5 or 6 times in a row. Ired Ortiz Jr. got 187 first-place votes. As far as the apprentice jockeys were concerned, Axel Concepcion wins it with 166 first place votes. And, well, we don't have a drum roll, but if we did, the winner of the Horse of the Year, Cody's Wish, first place, 134 votes. Wida Barrio finished second with 37. Idiomatic was third with 21. Up to the Mark got 9. Arcangelo 6. August Rodin got 6. Elite Power 5. And a horse called Practical Move got 1. So there you have it. That's the way the voting went. It was a great night not only of emotions, but a lot of categories of horses and people that should have won for their outstanding performances and contributions to horse racing throughout the year. The Eclipse Awards, a great night of celebration, that's for sure. And we want to congratulate all of the winners. I want to congratulate all of those that were nominated, and certainly a special thank and a special congratulations to all of the media winners that won their categories as well in the Media Eclipse Awards as well there. So that's the way it went last night, and it was some good racing, great racing throughout the country, throughout the year to reflect on the Eclipse Awards last night. All right, we have one cancellation today. They say it's weather related, but I got to tell you, the weather in that area, there's other tracks that will be running as far as that area. First of all, in the country today, we've got a little action going on in the Northwest with rain and snow in Oregon and Washington. Some action going on between Oklahoma and Texas. A little bit more of rain in the Gulf. And all the action, all the real bad weather is through the Great Lakes area and north of that to northern New York. And, of course, when you get up to Maine and Vermont and New Hampshire, it's going to be snow. But here's the deal. There is a cancellation today. That cancellation, and right now it's clear in that area, but the cancellation is Laurel Park. Laurel Park has canceled today. And I got to tell you, they had a couple of stakes races that were rescheduled today from a further earlier cancellation. That was the What a Summer Stakes and the Fire Plug. So they're going to have to be rescheduled again. But there's a cancellation at Laurel because of weather. Jonathan Hardoon has a thought about that, and we'll get to him. We'll ask him about that when we get to him a little bit later. But Laurel has canceled. Other little breaking news, Evan Roman, who was the leading rider up at Golden Gate, is now going to be laying his tack at Turfway Park. Turfway Park gets Evan Roman. I guess some of those jockeys obviously are starting to look other places with the eventual closing of Golden Gate on June. As far as Turfway Park last night with that carryover in the pick 5, the winning prices on the horses were $3.92. Remember, they paid to the penny there. Then $5.84, $12.80, $52.78. That was the geek you needed to get the cash in this thing. And the final winner paid $12.50. The winner numbers were 7, 7, 1, 1, 10. The pick 5 with the carryover that went out the door yesterday, the pick 5, $11,058.62 at Turfway Park yesterday. Gulfstream Park, John Lindo gave us a winner in the 8th race. Little Minsky reported home in a solid effort with Sean Bridge-Mahan aboard, paying $9.20. And we want to thank John Lindo for that. And all I can tell you is the horse that Jonathan Hardoon gave out in the last race, put that horse down, mark him as a horse is in trouble. You might want to bet him back. Jerry's Turn got caught between horses in mid-stretch and was trying to bull his way through, just trying to find room. This horse was this jock and horse were all dressed up and no place to go. They couldn't get out, and so their acceleration to get the win never happened. But believe me when I say he was in the right place on the dance floor to win that race. The winner in the race, I take it back. The winner of the race was Jerry's Turn. Jonathan Hardoon's horse was General's Duty. General's Duty is the horse that got bottled up, and Jonathan's pick. So remember that. You might want to bet that horse back. He was well meant and had no place to go. That's for sure. Again, Jerry's Turn wins the race, but General's Duty was Jonathan's selection. And as far as Richie's selection at Fairgrounds yesterday, that horse was scratched. No foul there. No harm, no foul. All right. I just wanted to mention some of the other things that are happening this weekend. As far as Gulfstream Park, they got a big day of racing coming up tomorrow, okay? The Pegasus World Cup Day. Here's the deal. They're going to have guaranteed pools in the late pick 5, $750,000. Guarantee pool in the late pick 4 at $750,000. And the late pick 3, they're going to guarantee at $350,000. Those are guaranteed in their pots, their pools at Gulfstream on tomorrow's Pegasus World Cup Day. Now, remember, they have 13 races, and it'll start out early, and we'll give you that post time tomorrow. And as far as what we were talking about with the big carryover going on, because today at Gulfstream Park, if you're a single pick 6 ticket winner in the pick 6, I know the carryover isn't this much, but they'll guarantee you $900,000. If you're the single winner in today's pick 6 at Gulfstream, you get $900,000. Now, as far as the pick 6 over the weekend, what they're going to do at Gulfstream, as they have in many times in the past after a big racing day, on Sunday, that's Sunday, the day after tomorrow, after the big Pegasus World Cup Day of racing, if nobody hits a single ticket in the pick 6, the Rainbow Pick 6 pot, whatever it is, will be a mandatory payoff on Sunday. So there'll be a mandatory payoff on Sunday at Gulfstream Park in the pick 6. If it's either hit today or tomorrow, doesn't matter. There's going to be a mandatory payoff anyhow, but if it escapes with a single ticket, then you got a monster carryover for a mandatory on Sunday. And finally, their coast-to-coast pick 5 between Santa Anita and Gulfstream Park tomorrow on the big Pegasus World Cup Day will feature the 12th race at Gulfstream. That's going to be a post time of 1:55 p.m. Pacific time. The 13th race at Gulfstream, and that's the big race. The Pegasus World Cup is the 13th and final race on the card. Then you'll go to Santa Anita for the next 3 to complete the coast-to-coast pick 5. Santa Anita's 6th, 7th, and 8th races will complete the coast-to-coast pick 5 tomorrow. So we got a lot of good stuff happening, that's for sure. And without any further ado, we're going to go to our first break because we got our handicappers standing by. Jonathan Hardoon is standing by waiting. Rich Eng will be along with us, give us the latest on the point spreads and what's going on with the NFL Conference Championship games this weekend. John Linda will be with us, and Jerry Jackowitz is back with us as well. So don't go away. We will return on your Friday Race Day Las Vegas show from the South Point Studios in Las Vegas.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the race book? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the Racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our Racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Horse players, the best of racing is always at Los Alamitos, with action-packed racing featured every single night. Trials to the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Winter Derby will headline this Saturday night program. Top sophomores set to race include Rockin' with Energy, the runner-up in the Grade 1 Ed Burke Million, and multiple Futurity finalists Optical Illusion. And don't forget about the big pools at Los Alamitos. The early Pick 4 had a pool of nearly 180,000 last Sunday, while the total pool in the Pick 6 was over 160,000 last Sunday. Our first post on Saturday night follows the final race at Santa Anita. Looking for a great spot to enjoy the live and simulcast racing action? The Vessels Club has a great table just for you. Inside seating and patio tables are available. For reservations, call 714-820-2681. And of course, Burgart Sports Bar is open for every live racing program. The best of racing, always at Los Alamitos. Remember, the trials to the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Winter Derby headline Saturday's card.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this Friday. I want to remind everybody that, like I said, there's a big weekend coming up here with the NFL conference playoffs, of course, American Football Conference and the National Football Conference, to decide who's going to go to the Super Bowl, which will be right here in Las Vegas, right down the street at Allegiant Stadium. And, of course, a lot of great action tomorrow with the big Pegasus World Cup card at Gulfstream. So if you want to come on down, make sure you get here in good time to enjoy all of that action right here at the South Point Hotel. Remember, the race and sports books are separated. It's the only place in Las Vegas, maybe the only place that I know in the country that separates the race and sports books, so the patrons who like both of those entities can enjoy it without a lot of interruption, that's for sure. All right, time to go to the menu of racetracks available today in the Racebook simulcast centers and racetracks around the country. I want to remind you, as we always do, the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone, because that's where we're at here in Las Vegas. These will be the first post times that roll out in our Racebook today here in the South Point. We are in the Pacific time zone. So if you're listening here at the South Point Studios feed on YouTube or at KSHP or 107.1 FM, simply put, if you're in the Pacific time zone, these will be your post times. Everybody else listening around the world in many different time zones will have to adjust. I don't want you to miss anything, like I miss Mom and Dad, so remember to adjust to the Pacific time zone if you're not in it. Here's your menu for today. We begin with Gulfstream Park, getting ready for the big day yesterday after the big night last night with the Eclipse Awards. All the action there right around Gulfstream Park this weekend. Gulfstream Park's first post time for today is 9:10 Pacific time. And remember, if there is a single winning ticket in the Pick 6 jackpot, even though the carryover stands in cash at $669,930, they're going to pay off at $900,000. That's the guarantee today. And don't forget, Sunday is a mandatory. All right, next up is Tampa Bay Downs. Tampa Bay has 9 races today. They have a Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $45,790. First post time at Tampa Bay is 9:35. Next comes Aqueduct, the big A in New York. Now, Aqueduct, it's drizzling there at Aqueduct. They say it's going to be 44 degrees at post time at Aqueduct. The track is sloppy, and there's several scratches already on the docket at Aqueduct. Their first post time is 9:50 at Aqueduct. They have a Pick 6 carryover at Aqueduct today of $18,239. $18,239 in the Pick 6 carryover at Aqueduct today. And I got to tell you, there's a little bit of competition going on with the jockey standings there. Dylan Davis and Kendrick Carmouche going in today have 11 wins apiece at top, and Jose Gomez is right behind him with 10. As far as the leading trainers at Aqueduct concerned, David Jacobson leads with 8. Linda Rice and Rudy Rodriguez in second place there, tied at 5. Aqueduct, first post time for 9 races, 9:50 today. Oaklawn Park is back in business after being off for a week. Oaklawn Park gets going again with 10 races. Their first post time is 10:30. 10:30 at Oaklawn, and believe me when I tell you, a lot of horses entered in those 10 races today at Oaklawn. First post time 10:30. Fairgrounds, their first post time for 9 races at the Fairgrounds is set at 10:45. 10:45. They have a regular Pick 6 carryover of $8,505. It's a regular Pick 6, not a jackpot. First post time at Fairgrounds is at 10:45. Then we get to Sunland Park. Sunland Park has their first post time for 9 races at 11:25. 11:25 first post time at Sunland. Small Super High 5 carryover there of $267, and their first post time against Sunland is at 11:25 for their 9 races. Then we get to Santa Anita. Santa Anita, the great race place at the foot of the majestic San Gabriel mountain range. Santa Anita has a first post time today of 12:30 for their 8-race card. 12:30 first post at Santa Anita today. Golden Gate, Northern California, as they're winding down their last meet at Golden Gate. First post time is 1:15 for their 7 races. Their Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $30,904. Their Super High 5 carryover, $6,746. Again, just 7 races at Golden Gate and a first post time of 1:15. Then we get to Turfway Park. Turfway Park, got to tell you, Turfway Park last night, they were running through the fog. It was It was kind of like a Halloween-looking Turfway Park racing last night, but they got it in. First post time at Turfway Park today is at 2:55 for their 10-race card. They have a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $135,281 today at Turfway Park. Jackpot pick 6, $135,281, carryover 10 races, first post time 2:55. Then we get the Penn National. Penn National has a first post time of 3 p.m. for their 7-race card. Delta Downs has 8 races. Their first post time is 3:05. And we wrap it up with Charlestown. Charlestown races, pick 6 jackpot carryover there, $10,499. 9 races, first post time at 4 p.m. And that is your racing menu again for today. Remember, Laurel Park has canceled today. And it's got to be something else besides just the weather itself, because the weather's not going to be bad there today. Jonathan Hardoon, welcome to the show. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
All right. Give me your thought about the cancellation at Aqueduct. Cancellation at Laurel. Laurel's cancellation.
Well, if you remember last year, they were forced to close like for a week or two due to weather, due to track condition, I should say. And I think the same thing probably happened this year. I mean, we had a lot of rain. The temperature keeps fluctuating from minus to like 40 and 50 degrees. So they're probably having serious problems keeping that track together. You know, it's really a talent, because you have to add chemicals, take away chemicals, add dirt. Who knows? I would assume there's probably problems with the surface. That's why they canceled.
So
it's the weather.
So it's almost like when we're here in town and we see potholes in the ground after the rain has loosened it up. You're talking about maybe potholes or something like that in the surface of the racetrack.
I'm sure that's what it is. Again, because the weather today is mild. Even at Aqueduct, it's in the 40s. It's raining. The track is sloppy. It rained all night. But again, it takes quite a job to keep that track good. It's not like California, where you basically have good weather all the time. You know, you have an occasional week or two where it rains, but for the most part, it's always fast and firm. That's not the case on the East Coast, because the weather fluctuates. And again, with the temperatures going from 0 to 50, back to 0, all within a few days, I would say that's probably the reason.
Well, Jonathan, all I can tell you is bad racing luck crept up and got us with your pick at Gulfstream Park. General's Duty was ready to rock and roll, but had no place to go. He was jammed in behind the winner and another horse battling with him. Jerry's Turn won the race, but I got to tell you, I'm betting General's Duty back if he comes back in the same type of conditioned race.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he will. And the sad news is the horse that won, not the kind of horse that I would play, 1 for 33 lifetime with 9 seconds. I avoid playing horses like that for the most part. That's what got me. And not even at a price at, I think, 7-2 or something. So
yeah, paid $9.20.
Yeah, they knew. By the way, Turfway Park, they did it again. They had delayed pick 5 carryover, but they were very close to having an early pick 5 carryover. I think one winner, $168,000.
Yeah,
on pick 5. They really send it in there, and the results a little crazy for the most part. But if you get lucky and you get fortunate, you can really make a lot of money.
Yeah, that's for sure. They got good competitive racing there. I know it's on the the racetrack that's a little Topeka. It's a synthetic track, but if you saw the conditions earlier in the night with the fog and all that, I think they need Topeka. Certainly, I worked at Turfway for several years way back when. And all I can tell you was, I thought, man, well, I'm going to Kentucky to work at Turfway. It's not going to be that bad. It's Kentucky. But then I found out that it's got the same type of weather as the East Coast does, with the freezing rain and all the other stuff that goes with it, the array of cold weather, weather that you can get there. And so I think that racetrack, of all the racetracks probably in the United States, is the one that really needs it.
I totally agree with you, Ralph. I'm not a fan of Topeka. As a matter of fact, I don't like it at all, to be honest with you. But if there was ever a track that was made to have that kind of surface, it would have to be Turfway, because if they didn't, they would have more cancellations than days they run. Because before they put it in, if people remember, they were canceling every other day. They put it in and they haven't had really basically any cancellations, maybe 1 or 2 along the way, and that's probably because the temperature was in the minuses. But for the track itself, that's one track surface that they need in Kentucky over there at this time of year.
Jonathan, Eclipse Awards last night. Impression?
You did a great job, Ralph. What'd you miss? The steeplechase? I'm impressed.
No, I missed the sprint too. I actually voted for Echo Zulu to win it, and good night, Olive. Deserved it. I have no problem with that, but I thought Echo Zulu, if she'd have stayed, sound and kept.
She didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
She didn't get hurt. Chances are you would have had the right one there too. But so that's a pretty good job. Missing on two, Ralph. There were no real surprises.
No. I was, I can wipe filthy favorite off of my mouth because all of the winners were the favorite. Yeah, I chalked it out. The winners were mostly the favorites, and it was nice to see such a great acceptance speech, etc. When Cody's Wish won the Horse of the Year. Yeah. Your voting criteria, at least the voting criteria they give us, is not in cement. It's either the body of work, it's etc. A lot of different things come into play. But Cody's Wish, I think, had the check mark of most of those things, and that particular story that came together in such a way to really help out the game.
It helped.
Yeah,
the game.
It helped out horse racing with the great story that he deserved it. He really did.
Listen, if they're only going to look at stats, they could feed them into a computer, and you don't need anyone voting. You'll just whatever the computer feeds out, who had the best stats, that should win. But that's not the case. It's more of a personal kind of thing, and it's good. I think it's very good. And usually there's an East Coast bias, and people complain about it, but this year was deservedly so. I think they got it right for the most part.
And your lobbying for Bill Mott also worked because he really did deserve that as well. But he won. I think he trained 3 Eclipse Awards winners, didn't he, on the day?
Yeah, he had Cody's Wish. He had the other sprint.
Elite Power.
Yeah, and he had FYI, didn't he? Wasn't that also him?
Just FYI.
Yeah, I think that was him also. Maybe not.
Whatever the case, he deserved it as well. And I got
the only one that got snubbed a little bit was Javier Castellano. I thought he didn't even make the top 3. I thought that was a little. He rode at Arcangelo. He won the Derby. He won the Belmont. He won the Travers. So he won a lot of Grade 1s, and they didn't even pick him in the top 3, which I thought was a little wrong.
And there's no question that he had a resurgent year. He's a very talented rider, that's for sure. All right, time to get to work. Let's get a few picks to get nice, clean trips today.
Okay, let's look at Aqueduct 8th race today, and be careful playing Aqueduct. Again, the track, it's rained for the last couple of days, and when it gets like that, a lot of times it becomes a speed-favoring track. In the 8th race today, I like the number 5 horse, Win It, the 5-year-old gelding for the John Kimmel barn, Kendrick Carmouche aboard to ride. Horse has a win and a second on an off track, stretches out to 1 mile and 1/8. He's bred to handle the distance. He's listed at 9-2 on the morning line. I like number 5, Win It, to win today's 8th race out at Aqueduct.
Ooh, I hope he is appropriately named. Win It to win it in the 8th race, the 5, Kendrick Carmouche, which is battling right now for the top spot in the jockey standings there at Aqueduct. Number 5, Win It in the 8th race at the Big A. By the way, in that particular race, scratch the 4, Guntown, and the 6, Forewarned. So the 4 and the 6 are out of that race. Okay, where next?
But they were 10-1 and 20-1, so I don't think it'll have that much of an effect on the odds. Anyway, let's look at the 6th race today at Santa Anita, 6 furlongs on the turf. And I like the number 9 horse in here, King Apollo. 6.5 furlongs down the hill last time out was a little too long. 5 furlongs, 2 starts back was a little too short. Today he's going 6 furlongs on the flat surface. Kristen Mulhall sends out this 5-year-old gelding, Giovanni Franco, aboard to ride. I like number 9, King Apollo, to win today's 6th race out at Santa Anita.
I got to tell you, Giovanni Franco is probably underrated as far as the gambling is concerned there, because this guy really is a solid rider, that's for sure, and he's aboard your pick in the 6th race, the 9, King Apollo, Jonathan Hartoon's pick in the 6th race. Hey, folks, Jonathan did a lot of work today. He has 4 sheets. He's got one for Santa Anita, one for Aqueduct as well, as you know. And he also has a full sheet for Gulfstream and Oaklawn Park. And, Jonathan, I'll bet you're doing the same type of work tomorrow, especially for Gulfstream's Pegasus World Cup Day.
I am, and we have a special for the radio listeners
Whoa.
in the Classic tomorrow, the Pegasus. I love a big price horse there, so stay tuned tomorrow and you will get it.
What a tease, my man. Okay. You take care, Jonathan. Stay out of the rain there, and we'll stay dry, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
All right. You got it, my man. All right. Coming up next is Rich Eng. We'll get the latest on what's going on with the football plays over the weekend. Of course, he's got a pick for us as well at Santa Anita. Remember, he had a horse selection for us yesterday, but the horse got scratched at the fairgrounds. It was a terrible day of slop at the fairgrounds yesterday anyway. So we'll be back with Rich Eng right after this. Don't go away. Subscribe at the South Point Studio YouTube.
Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is committed to helping our nation's heroes and their families in their darkest hours. When a first responder or veteran doesn't return home and leaves behind a young family, Tunnel to Towers supports them. The foundation pays off their mortgages and lifts their financial burdens through their Gold Star Family Home Program and Fallen First Responder Home Program. Through their Smart Home Program, catastrophically injured veterans and first responders regain their independence with a mortgage-free home, specially adapted to meet their unique physical needs. Tunnel to Towers also provides housing assistance and services to our nation's homeless veterans through their Homeless Veteran Program. They are helping more than 2,000 in 2023 because no veteran should be living on the streets of the country they signed up to protect. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices made by our nation's heroes. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the racebook? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the Racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our Racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this Friday show, ramping it up for another great weekend here between the Pegasus World Cup big racing day tomorrow at Gulfstream Park and, of course, the NFL championship games coming up on Sunday. Rich Eng, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie.
Well, Rich, I'll bet you're doing a lot of work for this weekend, not only for Gulfstream and Santa Anita, but also at, the football games.
Oh, I'm keeping an eye on everything, and I'm constantly shopping for price. There are a couple of updates, Ralph. For a cup of coffee, the Ravens, number 320, actually went to 4.5, and then got bet back to 4. So there was some, as soon as it moves like that, I mean, the Chiefs bettors just jump right on it, as they should if you like the Chiefs side, to get the best on a point spread. Same thing happened with the 49ers, 322 for just a New York minute. It went up to 7.5, and the Lions bettors pounded that back to 7. So there was some movement.
The numbers, though, the spread numbers and the over-under numbers are pretty solid right now, leaving half a point either way, though, right?
Yeah, and, the consideration is about 90% of the betting actually occurs like within a couple hours of the kickoff. So, people are still dabbling and they're looking for the best price, but the money pours in on Sunday.
Yeah, the money will be pouring in the late morning on Sunday, that's for sure. No harm, no foul. Your horse got scratched yesterday at the fairgrounds, but you got a full sheet for Santa Anita today at the RaceDayLasVegas.com website. Just go there and click Richie's icon. He's got a whole full sheet for Santa Anita. And Richie, what are you going to do for us today?
Yeah, before I give the horse, just want a couple quick updates on players that are highlighted for the game Sunday. Debo Samuel did have a limited appearance at practice yesterday, so that's improves his chances of possibly playing. Mm-hmm. And there were two tight ends I think people should pay attention to. One is Mark Andrews of the Ravens, was at practice, and he's scheduled to play, and he's the favorite target for Lamar Jackson. And also the Lions last week, this was under the radar. They signed a tight end named Zach Ertz, who played for the Philadelphia Eagles for a long time, but he's going to be active to give Jared Goff another target at tight end, along with Sam Laporte. Very interesting maneuvers there. As far as the horse race, let's go to what I would call a surest type winner. Race number 2 is 6.5 furlongs, a modest claiming price, but the horse who just looks like he lays over this field and is a single for me in the early pick 5 is number 1, Mr. Dreamsicle. He's 8 to 5 in the morning line, or is it 9 to 5? But I think he's got a pace advantage of speed, and more speed for Jeff Roundy Franco. The race goes through him. 25 win place 2 for the ROI. Number 1, Dreamsicle in the second.
Well, you and Jonathan Ardoon think Franco is going to have a big day at the races, that's for sure. And it's only a 5-horse field, but this is a very competitive 5-horse field. And even though this horse is 9 to 5 on the morning line, it looks like he's going to stick around that price because the money's going to be spread across all 5 horses in the race. And you like the one, Mr. Dreamsicle, the 1 in the second race at Santa Anita. Don't forget Richie's full sheet of picks available right now at the racedaylasvegas.com website. Richie, keep an eye on all what's going on with the football. We're going to need it, and your picks on Sunday.
Yeah, 48 hours away.
Yep.
I can't wait.
All right, you got it, my man. We're going to quickly go to our next break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap it up with John and Jerry. Don't go away on this Friday Race Day show.
Horse players, the best of racing is always at Los Alamitos, with action-packed racing featured every single night. Trials to the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Winter Derby will headline this Saturday night program. Top sophomores set to race include Rockin' with Energy, the runner-up in the Grade 1 Ed Burton Million, and multiple futurity finalists Optical Illusion. And don't forget about the big pools at Los Alamitos. The early Pick 4 had a pool of nearly 180,000 last Sunday, while the total pool in the Pick 6 was over 160,000 last Sunday. Our first post on Saturday night follows the final race at Santa Anita. Looking for a great spot to enjoy the live and simulcast racing action? The Vessels Club has a great table just for you. Inside seating and patio tables are available. For reservations, call 714-820-2681. And of course, Burgart Sports Bar is open for every live racing program. The best of racing, always at Los Alamitos. Remember, the trials to the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Winter Derby headline Saturday's card.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the race book? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the Racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our Racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All right, want to remind everybody there that on the South Point Studios streaming at YouTube, there's a couple of really great shows that you got to watch, folks. I'm telling you right now. Punchlines with Frank Nicoteros on 5 days a week, Monday through Friday from noon to 1 o'clock Pacific time. And Sports by the Book. Oh, these guys have got a lot of action going on with the football coming to an end there. 7 days a week, Monday and Friday from 3 to 4, and Saturday and Sunday, 8:30 to 10 a.m. You got to watch these shows. They are great. Let's bring in John Lindo now. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, John. Nice winter yesterday at Gulfstream Park. Got us rolling with Little Minsky and got a great ride by Sean Bridgemahan, I thought. He had to go wide, but he stayed as close in as he could until the very end, and then he dropped off, saving a lot of ground for a horse that was wide for most of the trip, but saved as much ground as he could and got the job done at 9:20. Want to remind everybody, too, that today, when you start out the week with the Lindo reports in Southern California, you also start out the week with your Ready to Fire list. Both the Ready to Fire list and your Lindo report today is available here at the South Point Racebook, as it is every racing day, every day that you do a sheet, right here at the South Point Racebook, free of charge and exclusively here. And, of course, the Ready to Fire list, I got mine right here. It is available today with your Lindo report, right?
Absolutely. We kind of recap the previous week in Southern California, any track biases, horses in trouble, that type of thing. And we send that out the first racing day of the following week.
And as we often do when we start out the week, we've got updates on jockey trainer standings.
Right. Flavian Prat has moved into a tie with Juan Hernandez for the leading jockey. They've each got 18 winners. And right behind is Antonio Frizu having a big meet. He's got 17. As far as the trainers go, Mark Glatt and Phil D'Amato, they're tied for leading trainer. They've each got 11 winners. Then you have Steve Knapp with 9. And then Bob Baffert, Doug O'Neill, and Richard Mandela, they're all chasing with 7 winners.
Oh, favorites.
Ralph, favorites are winning at 44% for the meet, which tells you a lot about the depth of the field so far at Santa Anita.
Come on, 44%. All right. Jockeys are all over the place, aren't they? Maldonado is back today after being injured in a workout accident, right?
Yeah, a lot of our guys are scattered today. Maldonado back. He hurt himself in a morning workout January 6th, so he's back riding today. Frank and Pratt were down for the Eclipse Award ceremonies last night. They stuck around because they're riding the Pegasus World Cup card at Gulfstream tomorrow. You've got right now on the track at Maidan City is Antonio Frizu. He's riding a card down there in Saudi Arabia. Oh. And you've got Umberto Rispoli riding in Saudi Arabia today and tomorrow. He gets back Sunday morning. He will ride the Sunday afternoon card. Right now he's scheduled to anyways at Santa Anita.
These guys are all over the place, not only here in America, but all over the world. DeToria is out there with Pratt at Gulfstream for tomorrow's card as well, right?
Yeah, the Pegasus, yeah. Right. They've got many mounts, both of those guys.
Training track, Tap of the Surface, getting delayed. You already talked about that. We'll wait and see how long it takes before they get there. But I want to remind everybody that, John, you're putting together full cards for tomorrow, your Lindo reports.
Right. Did the Gulfstream Park card yesterday. Tomorrow it's terrific. And looking forward to the Santa Anita card as well. We'll have that coast-to-coast pick 5 on the Santa Anita sheet. So a lot of stuff going on. We'll have them both there at the South Point tomorrow.
John Lindo's Lindo Report, comprehensive as it is, covering all the races on Pegasus World Cup Day at Gulfstream Park, all the races at Santa Anita, and a coast-to-coast pick 5, all of that here at the South Point, only at the South Point here in Las Vegas. It's free of charge, compliments, because they love horse players and certainly love your product. That's for sure, John. We'll cut to the chase. Give me a horse.
Race number 4 today at Santa Anita. In the 4th race, I thought number 6, Be Punctual, looked really heavy, kind of out of shape coming off the layoff last time. Was there to mid-stretch and got tired. I think he needed that race. He should be much tighter today. You've got to feel the horses that just don't win. It's a good opportunity to jump up and take the money here. 5-1 on the program. I want to make sure I got number 6, Be Punctual, race number 4 at Santa Anita.
Right. In the 4th race, number 6, Be Punctual. We hope he is punctual to the finish line and the winner's circle. The 6 in the 4th race is John Lindo's pick for the race day listeners. 4th race, of course, part of the early pick 5 and early pick 4, and part of the pick 6 as well, a pivotal race here. The 4th, the 6th, and of course you can get the rest right now, right here at the South Point in the racebook, John Lindo's Lindo Report, free of charge. Oh, I can't wait till tomorrow, John, and Sunday for the football as well. A really fun weekend here in Las Vegas. One of many fun weekends here in Vegas, of course, as well. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't worry about you guys on weekends. You're going to do just fine.
Thanks a lot, my man. Thanks, John.
Good luck today.
All right, you got it, my man. Now we're going to go to Jerry Jackowitz standing by with his Raiders hat, on there. Good pick there, Jerry.
Yeah, I've got Don Quixote and Pancho Sanchez on my chest today.
Well, okay. I don't want to even go.
Experience of horse racing fanatics.
Yeah, I don't want to go into that, but that's good. That's fine. In any case, back to work today at Aqueduct. That's for sure. Now, they say at Aqueduct the track is sloppy. I assume that you've got the power pages tuned up for the conditions today.
Well, I tuned them up for it. We had rain overnight. I couldn't tell how much, and my spotters back east were fast asleep. So, and there's no rain today. It should be dry, so it'll be drying out. So I made it for fast. I put my P's and M's in there for everybody. I double-checked them. So everybody's going to have to look at the condition and make their handicapping adjustments, and they can use my opinions on P's and M's. P's for potential on the off track, M's for proven on a muddy or a sloppy track, and make their appropriate adjustments.
Yeah. All right, Jerry, real quick, are you going to do anything special for Pegasus World Cup?
I don't think so. I might delve into one or two races and add them in as an extra. But
all right, well maybe we can get maybe you could take a look at that those races and give us a pick or two on the show tomorrow.
Sure.
Okay.
That we can do.
All right, then we've got Jerry's looking at the Pegasus World Cup for picks on the show here exclusively, because if he doesn't have it on his sheet, that's where you're going to get it here on the show. But for today, let's get a winner or two.
Okay, let's go to race number 4 for our first play at Aqueduct. By the way, the card at Aqueduct is a sensational betting card, and I highly recommend it to everybody. And so, yeah, number 8, G Money, sort of pops off the page for me for Rob Atross. Horse runs this gelding runs his best races when he's a little freshened, and he likes an off track, and so he's been freshened for today, and there's definitely moisture in the track. So one way or another, I think this horse is really going to benefit today from the condition. And Atross has taken a pretty aggressive move, putting him in for 40,000 here. So I really like the horse an awful lot. I'll take the 8, make a good win bet here, play the 8 over the 3, 4, 5. Do reverses 3, 4, 5, and then over the 8, and then press up 8, 4, 4, 8.
Fourth race at Aqueduct today, part of the early pick 5 and early pick 4, the fourth race. And by the way, it starts out the pick 6 too. Fourth race, the 8, G Money, and the link ups are 3, 4, 5 in reverse. Another bang with 4, 8, 8, 4. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and I want to remind everybody too, Kendrick Carmouche is riding that horse. And you and Jonathan both picked Kendrick on horses for your picks today, and he is right now tied for leading jockey at Aqueduct with Dylan Davis. So we're looking for a big day for Kendrick. Okay, Santa Anita.
You know, I was going to say Kendrick is a kind of jockey every horse player likes, because he's nice and aggressive with his horses. So
yes, he is.
We like him. Mm-hmm. Let's go to race number 2 for our play today. Mr. Dream Cycle, the one horse for Steve Miotti, appeals for a number of reasons. And one of them is that this is a 3-year-old gelding, really a 2-year-old still. He's already shown that he can tolerate a lot of racing and race very consistently. And they just got to find the key to this horse to make him finish a race. And they're giving him Lasix today. They're changing the jockey. They're coming off of freshening back to Santini, where he ran very well in his opening races. It feels right to me in a race where I don't think there's much competition. So I'm going to take the one horse and make a good win bet at anything over 6 to 5 or above, I guess. And then maybe just play one exact, a 1, 5, 5, 1.
All right. That's a ding, 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 because Rich Eng also picked that horse. So you guys are seeing it just the same way in the second race, short field. But you guys really think the one, Mr. Dream Cycle, is going to get the job done. We hope so, too. In the second race, the 1 is your pick. And only one exact to play. That's the 1, 5. And I would guess a small reverse 5, 1, right?
Yeah, right. Well, this is basically a win bet, and we're trying to amp up the win bet a little bit with the 1, 5.
All right, you got it. Power pages for all of Santa Anita and all of Aqueduct. Available right now at jerryjspowerpage.com. All right. When we next get together, it'll be Dubai World Cup Day tomorrow morning. In the meantime, go ahead and say it, Jerry.
Have a great race day, everybody.